All right, 4 or 5 years, we were on this big thing. For 4 or 5 years, I kept hearing this argument. Aaron Rodgers, GOAT, Brady second. Or Brady 1, Rodgers 2, greatest all time. Apparently, Joe Montana, John Elway never existed. Peyton Manning never existed. I always said, what? You do get that, like, Tom Brady's got a room in his house full of trophies. That's a stupid argument. And then I said something during the middle of this year, and I said, and it was perceived as a hot take. I said, the 8 best quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. It's not just about Super Bowls. This is about talent, playoffs, records, your impact to the league, your impact in the city. What did you overcome? What did you play with? The 8 best quarterbacks I've seen. And again, there's a lot of different. It's Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, John Elway, Dan Marino, Aikman, and Brees. Now, people said, well, you're just saying Troy Aikman. No. Leadership, playing hurt, toughness, dominating a great division when Washington, Giants, and Dallas were power. Those are 8 best quarterbacks. But the one that got people worked up is Drew Brees. It was a hot take. Was Aaron Rodgers. And I said, he's right on the outside, right next to Brett Favre and Steve Young, and maybe Dan Fouts. And isn't it interesting, I'm crazy hot take, right? I was, whoa, and I said, no, let's talk about impact to a city. Whereas Aaron Rodgers was given a championship roster, a championship-level head coach, and championship momentum in front office, Drew Brees was given the Cleveland Browns with a port, Katrina, Bountygate. One guy was given the laughing stock of the league that had 1 playoff win in the history of their franchise. The other player was given, arguably, the most iconic franchise in the NFL, with championship-level players, great momentum, terrific front office, very good head coach. So that's not close. Also, let's go through 4 or 5 things. If Drew Brees wins this weekend and goes to the Super Bowl, and they are favored, and, most people like the Saints. If Drew Brees gets to the Super Bowl, and if he does against Kansas City or New England, that again is going to be a field goal game. If Drew Brees wins the Super Bowl, and again, they're favored at home this weekend to get there. Super Bowl titles against Aaron? Check Brees. NFL records? Not close. Check Brees. Impact on a franchise? Drew Brees, folks, is the Saints. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is arguably not the Packers' best quarterback ever. Impact on a franchise is not close. Leadership qualities. Well, I don't know. One guy has former teammates constantly calling him out. One guy is revered, where 300-pound offensive linemen literally, do we have the piece of tape? This is what happened when an offensive lineman, Zach Strief, retired recently. Leadership, check Brees. By the way, I'll just throw this one out here. On his way to a Super Bowl, do you remember that year? Drew Brees beat Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, Hall of Famer Brett Favre, and Peyton Manning. Rodgers' Super Bowl run beat Michael Vick, Matt Ryan, and Caleb Haney before beating Big Ben. You thought 6, 8, 10 weeks ago that was a hot take. The hot take today, if Brees gets to another Super Bowl, is Aaron Rodgers is all-time better than Drew Brees. Does impact to a franchise matter? Does leadership matter? Does Super Bowl titles matter? Do regular season records matter? Gang, it ain't close. It ain't close. It is a hot take to say the opposite of Drew Brees will elevate above Aaron Rodgers. Slam dunk.